and there shall no wise enter into it anything that defiles, neither whatsoever works abomination, or makes a lie, but they which are written in the Lamb's book of life. And he showed I a pure river of water of life, clear as crystal, proceeding out of the throne of Jah and of the Lamb. Welcome to Ras Reports, ahead of the time. One stone at a time. And today I just want to discuss, it's a beautiful day in Florida, Sunday. It's hot in July. I want to discuss the situation with the medical marijuana. I see it's expanding around the states. And Florida's getting ready to vote come November. Most likely it's going to pass. We have to pay attention to the wording of these laws that are drafted. You have to understand that these laws benefit a few people, and it's not the majority of the people. You might think you're getting something, but you're not. This is like the 13th Amendment. It might have abolished slavery on paper, but did it really abolish the oppression, the suppression of those nationalities? The people that weren't viewed as being superior. It allowed these supremacists to maintain control, and they've continued to maintain control because the system was built with their hands. So this whole infrastructure that we have of laws, this legal framework, was injected through means of power. The blocks weren't put in place by the hands of the working class peoples. There was always that illusion the working class was going to move up, they were going to have children, their children were going to be a little bit more well off than they were, and so on. But it hasn't come true. It's come true only for a few. And you know, through technology, with being able to create things with man's hands, they've been able to create these products that have been able to manipulate people's minds in so many ways. So they're able to control people in a sense where people are just cool with doing nothing their whole life, really. You know, having no real purpose, not really understanding life and what life is about. And so, in doing so, they're able to maintain and to contain more control over the land and the resources in the land, which is really the foundation of everything we see around us. So here we have the marijuana, and they want to say, well, we're legalizing marijuana. This is a step in this evolution of mankind. You know, everybody should be rah-rah, and you know, it's only a matter of time. Just hold on to your horses. But what's really going on behind the scenes? The people that have the money, the resources to be able to get involved in the trade of marijuana are the same crooked bunch that have been controlling the marijuana trade this whole time. And they do so in a number of ways. You know, they may not directly fund the cartels, but as we've discovered recently, how funding has gone through these banks from the cartels. And it always existed in such a fashion, because after all, what are the cartel heads after anyway? But money, but capital, but luxury. In the end, they're going to buy products just like anybody else, aren't they? So some of them have went down, but it's my belief that the ones that are at the very top never go down. And they always have these faces to point the fingers at and to pull down at any time. But they stay disguised because everything's done through this infrastructure, this legal framework. and they're able to hide behind these trusts and these various managerial accounts with lawyers representing them, that are able to obstruct any view from the public. So this is what we're working with this medical marijuana industry. We have a flood of money that came in. As whereas I have a business, I'm supposed to be working for the state. The state's supposed to be above me, and I pay my rents every month. Well, this is the other way around. These people came in above the state. They came in with enough money that they could tell the state what they wanted to do, and that's what they're doing. I know some of this funding come from George Soros and some other lawyers, local lawyers in town. But I think that those may just be faces as well. You know, there's other people behind the scene. They understand that this industry is going to expand rapidly, and if they can just get in before anybody else, they can lock down the market. And they're right, and that's what they're about to do, because we have a whole culture, a whole group of people out here that don't really have any clue. They just pretty much live for themselves, and all they're gonna do is treat this like everything else. Oh, we're so happy we can go, yeah, you know, and they start naming it and all these names that are destructive, derogatory terminology that, you know, really just corrupts everything from the core. And then what they're gonna do is they're gonna have problems. They're gonna have accidents and things that are gonna happen as a result of corrupting something that was pure. And then they're going to blame it on that pure substance. So they always have a trick, and they always have a scheme. They always have a way, and they always have a mean. We must override, and we must rise in this time. We must overcome the oppressor. The oppressor is lining up. They call themselves Ganjapreneurs. And they say, oh, you know, we're going to bring it to the people. And they say, oh, you know, this is going to make things legal. Well, it's not legal unless the man can plant the seed. You can never call anything legal. Can I plant tobacco? Yes, I can plant tobacco. I can plant corn. I can plant squash. Can I make beer? Yeah, I can make beer. Nobody's going to bother me, right? But you can't plant the marijuana. But yet they want to set up their facilities. And they want $5 million surety bond and $250,000 cash to get started. And they can pull your license anytime. And it's always like, okay, this is the direction it has to go. If you get into the game, let's say you get a bunch of your buddies together that save money up their whole life, and they want to say, let's do this. We're going to go head to head with this big money, this big international money that's coming in. They're going to squeeze you out. They're going to squeeze you out, and they will find a way to write more and more constituents to make sure that your life becomes more hard. You know, that's how it's become at this point with capitalism. The funding is coming from international places, and it's coming here into the United States. We're supposed to be sovereign. Not only that, we're supposed to be the greatest nation in the world. But us, the people that have been born here and have lived here our whole lives, and we don't have enough money to go anywhere else, so we're stuck here, right? All of a sudden we don't have a say in it. We can't plant a seed. We got to listen to what they have to say. Tell us what to do. Always have the threat of the sheriff or somebody behind our back. What is that all about, if that's not psychological warfare? So I say enough with this. Down with Babylon. Babylon's falling down. There's no way they can hold this thing together. They can't keep scheming and fooling the people forever. They can't keep poisoning the people with all their drugs and their poison and their pornography and all that nasty wickedness and fornication that they put in front of people and our children. They can't keep poisoning us with that. We come with the tree of life. We come with the truth. And we bring it from the Christ himself, Mr. Haile Selassie, Mr. Rastafari, that they don't want to recognize. They don't want to recognize nothing but themselves. They worship themselves. They worship a limb. Yes, the morning sun. Lucifer, the one that was cast down upon the earth because he wanted to reach the heights. That's what they must worship if they don't want you to plant a seed.